the perfect birthday present. Oh la 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 la. On my 22nd birthday, what can I ask more of? PSG, a cheeky little Saturday afternoon game. Complete rotation of the squad. 2-1 win. Not our best performance, but hey, we don't care. 29 games unbeaten. What a performance. And obviously I was a bit bothered. Apologies for the late review, but I was a bit busy getting the new kits, or the season kits. But yeah, let's get on to the analysis. PSG 2, Le Havre 1. And honestly, in this game, a very different lineup. And I know people are going to go and say, oh, look, you guys are struggling against Le Havre, struggled against Aston Villa in midweek in the Champions League, this, that, and the other. But guys, come on, be serious. Look at the squad. Look at this squad. Of the starting 11 this time round, only 𝙎Doué, Barcola, and if you want Hakimi were starters, or are typical starters. Everyone else here is somebody who comes off the bench. And a lot of these players like Mbaye, if not even Mayulu, are sort of like third string players, so on and so forth. And despite all of that, for the entirety of the game, you dominated most of the game. Yes, towards the end, you sort of I wouldn't say struggled, but you were under a bit more pressure. But it was a controlled performance. You go, I think this is now something like 10 or 11 games, or I don't know how many ever it is in Ligue 1, whether you not only have you gone unbeaten, but that you've won every single one of those games. If I'm not mistaken, I can go and look at PSG league fixtures. The last time we did not win in the league, I think must have been like the 𝐶𝐿𝐼 game back in, Ligue 1 against Reims. The 25th of January was the last time we did not win in Ligue 1. Everything else here, all wins, and the only times where we drew or lost, in Champions League, and or in just the Champions League. That's it. So a crazy run of form from the team today, and it feels good that Luis Enrique, obviously the league they've already won it, and we've done so for a while now. But it's nice to see, especially too, that despite having all that, we still have something to play for. And I think the fact that we're looking for not only the title for potentially doing an invincible season, we're also looking for the record of most games having not lost away from home, beating AC Milan's record, which we're going to be able to beat on Tuesday against Nantes, against a team who also holds the record for the most games unbeaten in a league season, and as well as to continue on our streak in invincibility in the league overall. So despite the league being wrapped up, so to speak, there's still plenty to play for. And I mean, going through the game wasn't the best performance, as I previously said, but again, you have to put a huge asterisk on the fact that it was a completely different squad. And one thing that really shook me is if we look at the average age of the squad, 22.6. Guys, today I turned 22. I was the average age on this squad. I was the average age, and I'm no unk by any means. But that is crazy. You think Doué, Mayulu, Mbaye, Beraldo, Warren Zaire-Emery, even Barcola. Barcola on this team is almost like as a geezer on this team. Crazy just to see how quickly PSG went from having a relatively old aging squad or squad that was on the wrong side of 20, etc., 25 really, to now where you're able to put lineups like this, and you're still able to dominate in the game. No issues there. You say maybe today there was a bit of a lack of clinicality, but you have 70% possession, 3.14 XG for 2 goals scored. The one downside, if you want, is the fact that we conceded once again a goal from a set play. It's something that's always been an issue at PSG, not just this season, but last season and the season before that. It's something that we need to rectify. I thought it's been better recently, but still. But apart from that, a controlled performance. Maybe we put our foot off the gas a bit afterwards in that second half, and it wasn't our best second half. But that first half, I was really impressed, especially given our starting 11. And to go through some of these performances, and where else can I start today? But with this guy, 𝙎. No, we're going full screen for this one. 𝙎 da Silva Santos Doué. Put some respect on his name. 𝙎 da Silva Santos Doué. The Neymar regen. People come in and I'm going to say something. This is going to be crazy. This is going to start debates. People are going to call me this names and what the other. I will take it. 𝙎, for me, 𝙎 da Silva Santos Doué has nothing to envy from Lamine Yamal. Is it delusional? 100%. Are people going to call me names? Comment yes, but I don't care. In terms of talent, guys, he has nothing to envy from Lamine Yamal, bro. The touches, and not only that, guys. For those who peeped the game and were locked in, did you see the boots he was wearing? The boots Neymar was wearing his first couple of games at PSG. Those blue Nike Mercurial Vapors. Oh my gosh. 𝙎𝙬, mais tu es fantastique. You are who you think you are. You are that guy. You are the Neymar regen. Wesh. Désiré Doué. If you look here, player of the match with an 8.8 rating, created the most chances with 4, won the most goals with 8. This time around playing in a different position, playing more so in the formation that he was sort of brought up as almost like a deeper lying 8 midfielder, and still boss the game. It doesn't matter where you play him. You can play him as a 9. You can play him on the wing. You can play him as a 10. You can play him in midfield. You can play him as a keeper for all I care. He's still going to be the best player on the pitch. Les gars, mais c'est quoi ce malade mental? Honestly. And on top of this, I think before this game started, I think he was awarded with the player of the month for the month of March. And honestly, you go and you think, okay, of course, first and foremost, completely 100% deserved. But even beyond that, you go and you think in the last month or so, you got to go and say, honestly, he's probably been PSG's best player over Dembele, who's obviously scoring ridiculously, over 𝙬𝙾𝑼𝙎𝑎𝑙, who's getting ridiculous amount of assists, over even �10𝙑𝙬𝑄𝐓, who's integrated himself extremely well into this PSG 11. But Doué puts his head amongst all of them. He's the one that stands out. Above a Nuno, above Hakimi, above Vitinha, above Neves, above all these other players who've been absolutely amazing as well. Désiré Doué just stands a bit ahead of them. At 19, the same Désiré Doué who's struggling, at the beginning of the season, and people are going and saying, writing him off, a waste of 50 million. But guys, at this moment right now, maybe it's really reactionary. Guys, PSG needs to be investigated for fraud against Rennes, because 50 million is a steal, is a bargain. I say as a PSG, we need to give Rennes another 50 million. We need to give Rennes another 50 million. What a player, what a steal. Are we not on potentially the transfer of that summer? And honestly, just overall, looking at the squad construction overall, you go and you think of some of the transfers that we've gotten, the people that didn't even come on today. Donnarumma didn't come on. Marquinhos didn't come on. Fabian wasn't here. Dembele wasn't even in the squad. Kvara, you think who came on. All these players, you have Kvara who came in the summer or in the winter. You had Neves who came in. You have Pacho who's coming in. Every single player that we bought has been integral to the team. Completely and utterly integral. Unlike previous summers where we were buying a bunch of players or doing complete squad rehauls and everything, and it was just players coming in, out, all this, that, and the other. No. You take a couple players, 4 players, 3 players here and there, every single player is playing their part. Doué is playing his part this season. Neves has played his part this season 100%. Pacho installing himself immediately, probably exceeding everyone's expectations, being a starting center back and arguably one of the top 5 center backs in his position as a left-footed center back in the world, coming into this PSG squad at 23. Guys, the recruitment at PSG needs to be studied. Luis Campos, Luis Enrique, even Nasser. Congratulations. Merci, chapeau l'artiste. But it's a continuation. You don't really take too much from the game. This is a game where you sort of just go, you hope no injuries. It's a game, you rotate the squad. There's not nearly as much to play for. Obviously, the league's already been settled. But as I said previously, you're still looking for that invincibility, being able to be the first French team ever in the history of French football, in the history of French top 5 football, to go invincible in a Ligue 1 season. And what an achievement it would be. And on top of obviously going and searching for your treble, you're in a Coupe de France final, you're in a Champions League semifinal, you got games that are coming in quick. I think you're going to play in these next 6 days or so, 3 games in 6 days. So the games are going to come quick and fast, and you just have to be ready, have to be fit, and we'll be hoping for the best. But yeah, honestly, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's a great birthday present for me to go and have a PSG win on the day, to have what a performance from all the lads. Désiré Doué, 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝑄𝐼𝑎𝑙 also, who low-key had an underrated performance, even though people have been getting on him recently, and he's not, scoring nearly as much. Another assist from him today. I think he's the best assister of 2025 of all the European top 5 leagues, etc. So respect on him as well. Gonçalo Ramos getting his goal, even though I don't think, again, he had his best performance. But honestly, at this point, it's even whilst you're not necessarily at your best, you're still able to do the job relatively comfortably. So it's great to see. I've not really had, I'm trying to think really back in my time as a PSG supporter, I don't think that there's been a spell of games, a span of a couple months where I've been just so excited to turn on the TV, turn on the computer to just watch a PSG game. And so it's a big delight, and I'm glad that I'm able to share it with all of you guys. And hopefully you guys are going to stick around and be here for the future, for the Champions League games, Ligue 1 games, all of it. But anyways, guys, that's where the video is going to end. Thank you guys very much once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And to all the Christians out there, I wish you guys a very, very, very happy Easter tomorrow. And with that, thank you very much. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay blessed. Godspeed.